Salute, salute. Good morning. Knicks Real Talk, the morning show. It's your man, Divine, man. Time to rise and shine. Get on your grind. You already know what it is. We know it's Knicks Real Talk, man. We here, man. Friday, May the 14th, man. We here in the morning. Get ready to cut it up. Getting with the game recap from last night. Knicks beat the San Antonio Spurs down at the world most famous arena. So good morning to everybody out there. Hope everybody doing well. About out there doing your thing, about to get on your hustle, man. Go out there, make it happen. School, work, play, whatever your case may be. You already know the deal. COVID-19 still out there, man. Wash your hand, wear your mask. Keep the distance, man. Protect yourself, your friends, your loved ones, and your neighbors. So we gonna get into it. Knicks Real Talk, the morning show. We here, man. Salute to the chat. Frank Matt told Tim Smith here this morning. We appreciate you, brothers. BS Jedi being later on. But we here, man. We talking Knicks had a great win last night. Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years, like LL would say. We just getting it, man. So we're going to get into some talk this morning. I'm going to hold it down for my co-host until we get in the building. But I'm salute to it. I hope everybody feeling well this morning, man, with a game last night. We're going to go over all that good stuff, man. With a really good game last night. Knicks fought and scrapped. Came back, 17 down. Got a little lackadaisical for a minute. But we came in there and handled our business. And we back in there, man. So 2 more games to go, man. And what a gutsy performance last night. And salute to Alex Burks. Alex Burks came in and gave us some good firepower last night. 30 points, season high. He was knocking it down. Julius and RJ was doing their thing. So it was really gutsy performance last night. Real great win for the Knicks, man. It was on. It was on, man. Had us a little at the edge of our seat for a minute, but you know what? In that third quarter, they came back and rose to the occasion, and they started putting in their hustle, man, and they pulled it out. Scrappy game. San Antonio Spurs, they fighting for something. So they were going to bring their A game to the forefront last night because they trying to stay in that race in the Western Conference. But we kept battling, competing, and we wound up pulling out the victory. So that was a real great gutsy comeback last night, man. I was excited about it. Watched the whole game. It was good, man. So Knicks move on. 39. Wow, we about to get close to that 40-win season. What a phenomenal way to start to close these last 3 games out. And we just kept doing it, man. Real gutsy performance, though, man. All around, defense picked it up in the third quarter. After being lackadaisical for a minute, and then they just start raining threes all over the place. I was like, man, that's what I'm talking about. So, real gutsy performance last night for the Knicks, man. New York City Gritty Committee was in the building, man, for sure. They handled that, and we move on to the next one. We got a weekend back-to-back at 1 o'clock matinee to close the season out. And we ready to get to the playoffs, man. So it was real gutsy, man. I enjoyed every bit of it. And way to fight back, way to bounce back, man. That's the New York Knicks right there all season long, man. Might be down, but never out. And they really showed their true grit and character last night by getting back into that game, man, in that third quarter, that late run, man, and just shut them cats down. And then, then we got back into the game. And from there, it was the Alex Burks and RJ Barrett and Julius Randle show. They was putting it on, man. Them cats was really brought it to the table last night. Alex Burks, 30 points. Randall, 20-something. RJ, 20-something. So it was a really gutsy performance, man, I got to say. And I feel good about the way it ended out. So we got to move on to the next one, man. Get ready for Saturday. Get the Saturday matinee. It's going to be on and popping up in New York, man. The last 2 games, we got to stay in contention, man. We still at that 6, but and Miami and Atlanta, they both blew their opponents out last night, so nothing changed before at the standings. But we got to, Miami got coming up against the Bucks tomorrow, and we know Atlanta got their last game against the Houston Rockets, and we got 2 left. We got to go up against Charlotte. Then we close it out against the Boston Celtics. So we definitely got to get it popping, man, and try to get these W's, man. And then if we could do that, I think we'd be in good business, and hopefully if Miami lose, that sets us well for us, and then we'll take it from there. But yeah, real gutsy performance last night, guys. I know y'all watched the game. It was exciting. The Garden was electrifying as usual, and what a way to hold it down for us. The Knicks came in there and played, and they held it down. And like I said, the Spurs were fighting for something, man. So they brought their A game last night. So we really got it popping last night, man. It was awesome. It was a real awesome performance. Like I said, Alex Burks, glad to have him back. Minus Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose goes down, and the next man up. He coming in and he pick up where Derrick Rose left off. So like I was saying in prior streams, man, when we got everybody back and all the horses here, it's going to be on and popping in New York, man. We ready for this playoff thing, man. If everybody come in healthy, we going to be in here, man. So real quick, man, salute 19 Com, man, Frank Matt, told Tim Smith. Good morning to you fellas, man. I hope y'all having a good day. You out there on your grind or whatever you about to get into, but y'all brothers be safe out there and all that good stuff, man. And I'm like, salute the BX. He be in sooner or later, man. But I'm going to hold it down to the brother get here. But yeah, man, it was a real gutsy performance last night, man. That was interesting, man. It really was, man, to see us fight back like that. And and we'll take it from there. And but we're gonna keep it moving, man. And next thing we ready to go into the playoffs. We ready to go in there and start battling and competing against the whatever seed we're gonna be at. But I think we're ready for it. Every game they show me something, man. They show me that grittiness, that gutsy, and that hard fight, and that never die attitude. So I think we're gonna be good, man. I really think we're gonna be good going into the playoffs. No matter where we at, we're going to bring our best effort there. You know what I mean? If we play like we've been playing the last, so many games, we're gonna be all right. So yeah, we good. But yeah, man, what Alex Burks got, we got to talk about that, man. The cat been in and out, COVID, ankle sprains, knee injuries, and he come back right where he left off, man. And he just getting it, man. He is really putting it out there, man. Salute to Alex Burks, man. He is really putting it out there, man. And I like the way he came back and bounced back last night. And RJ Barrett, what a bounce back game he had, having an off night against the Lakers the other night, coming back home, dropping threes from all over the place. And you love to see the competitive and a young man like that who had an off game, but don't let it bother him and just get right back to it. You know what I mean? If we can maintain like that, and it's gonna be important that he go into the playoffs like that. And I think we'd be fine. You know what I mean? So we just got to keep grinding it out, keep banging it out, doing what we've been doing, man, and bringing it to the table. The New York City Gritty Committee, we in here. We've been in here, we staying up in here, man. And so we just got to go get it, man. So Saturday gonna be another important game for us, knowing that we got to play this Charlotte Hornets, who they fight for something too. And Frank Mattos like EP, I understand that, brother, because he's been playing not too good for us, man. The fans is down on EP right now, man. He's just not giving us what he can be giving us, man. And he's part of the team, but he got to step up, man, and give us a little bit more, man. But we need everybody going into the playoffs. You know what I mean? And like Lawrence Barry said, basketball's a fourth quarter game. You are never out of it. And until you're out of it. Shout out to the Knicks for a great comeback. Salute, Lawrence. I agree with you 100%, man. We came in here and we just been doing what we doing, man. We never get down on ourselves. Basketball is a game of runs. You get in there, you get a run. Team make a run, you make your run. But the way they put that defense in at the end of that third quarter lets you know why they one of the top defense teams in the association, because they went out 17, man, and then they shut that thing down. I was like, they just started scrapping. And they started chipping away. Then they started bombing threes from all over the place. And next thing you know, we got it down to like 4 points. Went into the fourth quarter. And after that, it was a wrap then. Then we knew we was back in this thing here. So we was going to stay competitive and stay scrapping, and we did. So that was a real good win for us, man. We got to really love what we seen last night, and we got to keep this train rolling, man. So salute to the Knicks last night for scrapping. And Tom Thibodeau, man, letting them know that we need this game. When Emmanuel quickly wasn't having a good game, he snatched them out. When Obi Toppin, we didn't need him last night. We needed more of a Julius Randle because we needed that game. That lets you know that they fighting for something, man. This ain't no time to be just throwing people out there because he's throwing out there. And Frank Ntilikina, his minutes coming there on the defense. You got to like what Thibodeau was doing, man. He's like, listen, man, I need your guy to play like this. And this is the way they was playing. If you're not playing like this, you're not playing. So what a gutsy performance last night, guys. New York Knicks, we held it down last night. And, what can we say? And like I said, Pop had them boys ready. You know what I mean? And they got some good ball players down there. DeMar DeRozan and all them guys, Rudy Gay and all them, and Johnson and all them guys. And the centers that they had, Banks, all them guys, they came to play last night. But, we was ready, though. We was ready. We was ready. We stayed in it. And that's what it is, man. Like Frank Randle said, I want to retire at the New York Knicks. That fire. I agree with you, man, because that brother's putting in work, man. He is, oh my goodness. Every night you see something different from him, man. And he's repeatedly passing the ball. I love the way he passes the ball out to the open shooters, man. And playing better defense. So you got to like what Julius Randle was doing. And definitely he getting that most improved player. I think that's a lock. You ask me. And Coach Steve, you guys, what can I say about him, man? That's Coach of the Year written all over that. So the New York City Gritty Committee just went in there and handled their business, and I'm glad to see that we came in there and just handled it. You know what I mean? And scrapped and fought and got into it real hard and got back into that game. And then we put it away. So we move on to the next one against the Charlotte Hornets, and we're looking forward to that game. So that's what the recap is to me, man. I feel our 3-point field goal percentage was bombs the way they looked good on there. Our defense looked excellent again, shutting it down. You know what I mean? So and that's how you got to do it. You got to play to your strengths. We played to our strength last night. So that was a real impressive win for us. We just got to get ready for Charlotte, which they got a good team. They fight for some as well. And for the Knicks, man, every game we playing is a playoff game. Every game we playing is like a playoff game. So we scrapping and fighting and clawing and trying to execute the best way we can. And cross all our T's, dot all our I's, and whatever Tom Thibodeau put out there, we try to execute the game plan to the fullest. And we have been doing that, and so we good, man. That's why we 39-31. Got 2 more games to close out to have a 40-win season. That is absolutely phenomenal. So this morning, man, as Knicks fans, we feeling real good, man. So salute to everybody out there on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you're checking in from, man. Salute to the chat. Y'all already know what it is in there. So we just want to keep this thing rolling, man, and get excited about the matinee on Saturday, 2 back-to-back joints coming up real quick. You know what I mean? We got Charlotte, like I said, and then we got the closeout against the Celtics. We win them 2 games. What a successful season, man. 20 games over previous year, 41 and 30. That is unbelievable. You know what I mean? To go from 21 wins to almost doubling it in one season, that's a testament to the coach that came in there, the coach that they brought in there, and Fizz really changed this thing around, man. So you got to give him his just due for what he did and the way he handled this Knicks team this season. He kept them competitive. He kept them scrapping. He kept them holding them accountable. You know what I mean? If you ain't doing your thing, you can't get in. You know what I mean? You can't play. And he stayed true to that, and that's the reason why we at where we at, man. It's a great win last night, 102-98. You know what I mean? Now we move on. We just keep moving on. You know what I mean? And now we got to go up another level. You know what I mean? Because once the playoff get here, it's going to be different levels to it. It's going to get intense, more hard, more scrapping, more everything, man. It's just going to be a grind, man. So we got to get ready for it. But we built for this, though. Best believe what I'm telling you. New York Knicks is built for this here. We've been grinding all season. Our city is the grind city. So, we good there. So we know we just got to keep grinding it out, man. So salute to the Knicks last night on that great win last night. Now we just move on to the next one, man. And we still 39-31. We still 6th in the Eastern Conference as far as of right now. With a couple of games left, then once we do that, we'll keep it grinding out, and hopefully we get these 2 W's and the end of the season at 41-31, and that'll be so phenomenal. And then we really get it popping. But we good, man. Last night. We got the man Bronx Jedi 76 in the building this morning. Salute, BX.
Good morning, Divine. Good morning, everyone out there. A little behind. I'm a couple of builders meeting, and I'm a little behind on schedule. But, guys, it's a wonderful morning. I like the New York Knicks victory. I'm coming in a little late. I don't know what subject we're in, but I just want to say real quick, that was a lovely, gritty win last night by the New York Knicks over the San Antonio Spurs, Divine. Man, it's exciting. Only 3 games left, guys. We keep putting the heat on the pedal, and let's keep going, man. We got 3 more games. Let's finish 2 more games after tonight, and let's keep going. Let's keep that good momentum. I love the way, despite they weren't so sharp, they were a little lackluster, but they found a way that they show their grittiness, their intestinal fortitude, and they pull that victory out, Divine.
Yeah, absolutely, BS. It was great, man. That was a gutsy performance, and like I said, that was the true definition of the New York City Gritty Committee last night. Like I said, go down 17 and bounce back at the end of that third quarter. What a performance! Like I was telling the stream earlier, that was a really, really gutsy performance, man. And that's the reason why we did what we did. We gave them that name because they are really, really gutsy and gritty. They say strapped it up, man, and went hard, and that's just boarded it, man. Boarded. And like I said, I did go over the recap, BS and everything. So I held you down, brother. I already let the chat know that he was going to be in here in a few minutes, and that's true. But yeah, man, it was awesome, man. We got to love what we seen last night. Now we got 2 games to go. Like I'll tell them, Charlotte, and then we close it out in Boston. And we need to handle our business. No matter what happens, we going in there wherever we going in. But we hope Miami can lose that game against the Bucks. But the teams that we wanted to lose last night, they both blew it out their opponents. So that's irrelevant now. But we did what we had to do. You know what I mean? Like I said, to have to be able to go close this thing out with a 41-win season, 20 games over last year, is absolutely impressive. So what a way to go, man. And we're going to keep it grinding. And right now, like I said, we 39-31, 6th in the Eastern Conference. We still there, man. But we playoff bound, and we're going to get it popping. You know what I mean? We're going to go in there and battle, man. And we just got to execute like we did. Like I would tell them, execute the game plan. Ted's putting out there, keep scrapping, keep grinding. And then, once we get to the playoffs, we ready, man. We got the playoff intensity already in us. You know what I mean? The way we handling our business right now. So, it looks good, man. And, we got to get ready for it, man. The NBA playoffs, we here. The Knicks, we going to get it. You know what I mean? So I'm excited, BX, man. But what a good gutsy performance last night, my brother. It was just awesome, man. It really was to see them scrapping like that last night.
Yeah, to see them scrap, fight, despite not having quickly He only played a few minutes. Alfred Payne had another bad game. We had no point guard. It was mentioned on the telecast. No Derrick Rose. The point guards were struggling, but Alex Burke stepped up huge. Last night. In that fourth quarter. He's a second half, and RJ Barrett, a second half playing performance. Man, that young man came back with shooting performance. At the Garden at home cooking. Second half, man. If he continues that, watch out. And they're clicking on all cylinders. Not when I mean all cylinders, second half, fourth quarter. That's where we want them to be their sharpest, especially down the stretch where it just mentally drains them. You saw San Antonio felt it at the end of the fourth quarter, the middle of the fourth quarter, the end. That back to back and 4 out of 5 days games, you just run out of gas too. So I'm glad the Knicks were able to take advantage of that. It was another 2 nail biter at the end, but hey, we'll take it. Law of averages. They're learning how to close out these games, and to close out a well-coached Popovich team, no matter, despite the fact of their lack of talent this year or their struggles, it still says a lot to the test and fortitude of this team, because that man will have his team in a position to succeed. So kudos to the New York Knicks and Tom Thibodeau and the players for executing the game plan at the end and picking out this victory. Now we play Charlotte. Hopefully we start getting a little more sharper. We need to start sharpening up. Again, the rebounding, the team rebounding, the offensive rebound. That's a little bit of a concern yesterday's game. But I think fundamentals. The Knicks are very good fundamentally. Team that buys in and taught well. So I think they'll clean this up in the next 2 games. You're going to see them rebounding the ball going into the playoffs, Divine.
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, Tom Thibodeau had mentioned something last night on the post game. He was like, well, all the scouts is already going to all the places where the teams we might be playing in the playoffs, doing their homework, preparing for this thing, man. So that just lets you know that they ready, man. They getting ready. They got the advanced scouts going all over to various teams, watching the games, scouting what they do, how they do it. And that lets you know, man, that these guys been locked in like this all year. So it's going to be big, going to be huge. And we're looking forward to it. And we just got to keep up the pressure, man. Keep the pressure bust pipes. We're gonna get in there and put the pressure on these guys. But we handling our pressure as well. Like you said, man, these guys is resilient, man. They're a real resilient ball club. Real resilient. These cats like, no, it ain't over till it's over. And what can you say about our 2 main guys, RJ and Julius Randle? But RJ especially, man, having that bounce back game after having that dub in LA, come back home, man, and get back into his groove. And that's the resiliency of this team. That's what I mean by resilient. They all say, it was one bad game, we're gonna brush it off and move on to the next, and go back in there, put the work in for a few minutes. And that was impressive too. You got to think about it, coming off a West Coast trip and then having a game the day after the day you get back home. And so, I think that's what it was to me also, was that you've been on a 6-game road trip, you come back home. The time you get back home, you don't even have time to get comfortable. The next day, you got another game. You know what I mean? So to be able to bounce back and show the resiliency from that standpoint was impressive too. So we playoff bound, man, and we know we in there. No matter what position we go in, 4, 5, or 6, we just got to be able to fight, man. If we go into 6, we gonna wind up probably playing the Bucks. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. You know what I mean? You play who in front of you. But I think we gonna have a game plan for them. No matter who we play, we're gonna have a game plan for them. And it's on us to execute it, man. And it's mad about just playing the way you've been playing all year, and the same statistical category that you've been all year up in. You just got to make sure you still up in them in the playoffs. The defense need to stay up in the top defense. Our 3-point shooting need to stay up there in the top 3-point shooting. Then I think we got a chance against anybody. But what's interesting to me though, it's like Alex Burks and Derrick Rose, man. It seems like with them, like we got 4 cats that literally is like a big 4 in a sense. You know what I mean? Because them cats can get you 20 on any given night. And Alex Burks emerges, and I love what he did with Quickly last night. You know what, Quid? You ain't ready tonight. Let me sit you down. You know what I mean? Until you get back to sync. Because it happens that when you ain't played in a while or a game until you out of rhythm. And Quickly was out of rhythm last night. So Thibodeau said, we're gonna sit you down tonight. Because you're not ready. You know what I mean? But tomorrow, I guarantee you, he come out Saturday, he probably be on fire. You know what I mean? And so it was good to see, man. And it was really good to see, man. And I'm excited about that. Salute to Queens Court in the building, man. Salute, Steph. We see you, sister. How you doing? Looking forward to the show tonight. You already know. But what a gutsy win last night, man. We ready, man. We just got to go in here and execute, man. Get ready to get down there and bring it to the forefront, man. And like Queen said, we here, man. No question about it, man. What a way to close out the season, man. Hopefully 41 wins. The New York City Gritty Committee, man. That's the reason why we labeled them the New York City Gritty Committee, because them cats play with a grittiness that New York City loves. You know what I mean? That's New York City, one of the grittiest and cities on the planet, man. And that team, it represents New York City to the fullest. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why you love seeing the way they getting down, because they just represent that city, man. They represent the boroughs all day. You know what I mean? So salute to the Knicks for that great win last night, man, after being down. But like LL Cool, they say, don't call it a comeback. We've been here. You know what I mean? We just had to go and do what we had to do last night, and we did that, man. So we ready. But BX, man, the playoffs is coming up, brother, man. I know you're excited, because I know I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking around the league, the way I think everyone's going to hold the same. I think everyone's going to win out, Divine. My feeling, I think tonight, Miami's going to win their game. I think Atlanta's going to win their game, and I think we're going to win our game. Everything's going to stay with fruition. I think it looks like we're going to get the Bucks. As much as I want them to get the 4th seed, it's not going to be on the Knicks' hands, because everyone's going to win out. The Knicks are going to win. Despite winning, they're going to end up where they're at. I think that's unfortunately it could be a surprise that the Bucks might beat the Heat, but I don't think so. I'm in like in a two-edged sword there, Divine, like a two-sided coin, because if Miami do beat the Bucks, it's giving us a blueprint pretty much of how to beat the Bucks, because we kind of play identical kind of style basketball with the Miami Heat. So it'll be interesting. And if the Bucks win, then we'll leapfrog Miami. We'll go into the 4th. So it's a two-edged sword for us. We got to take both of the positives on that aspect. If we do 4-6 and not be down and gloomy and thinking the season's over, no. That's just a blueprint of seeing how we could beat them, the Bucks, if Miami wins. And I think I trust my scouting report. I love our scouts. Our scouting report all season long, they've been on the money, putting this team in position to succeed. That's good coaching all around, and good scouting and good preparation. So we'll keep an eye on that tonight with Knicks Real Talk Tonight show with the scores and around the league with that. And when I'm seeing Miami, I don't know, man. They're probably hitting their stride at the right time as well. But we worried about Miami and Bucks and everyone else at another time when the time comes. But let's finish Charlotte, man. Charlotte still got something to play for. They have to, they want to increase and they want to be the 7th, or try to catch the 7th. They're still in their grasp, and they want to, they only need one win, and they're in the playoffs. They're in the 7th seed. So they're going to come in and give us their best, their A game. And the point that you were saying with that game yesterday with San Antonio, I think we were jet lagged. Usually when you come back from a West Coast trip, you get 2 days off to get your body acclimated, get well, an extra day of rest. And it was just not even a half a day rest and back on the court. So, it was almost kind of like a back-to-back, when you jet lag and you come from different time zone. So, yeah, I agree, but I'm glad that they managed to gut it up, to tighten up those boots, and they got to work, Julius Randle, what can you say? He led, he got well, and man, what a timely Burks, man. I just got to reiterate that, man. Going over that game last night was like, man, it was a good thing. I was like, man, San Antonio's gives fits, and they were like, oh, that was a tough matchup. And, man, I'm just excited about that win last night more than I'm clinching the playoff spot, because usually in the past, they'll just lay down and just say, you know what, we'll lose. And they didn't. They refused to take a loss in front of the home crowd, in front of the Garden. And especially in the beginning of the game, they recognized Julius Randle. Kudos to him for being a player of the month for the Eastern Conference. They celebrated him, and then the fans got to serenade him and thank him. And you saw the front office there with him and giving him his award. And that was good all around night. And man, Divine, let's keep it going, Divine. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Salute to the chat, man. We got Queen's Court in the building, Queen Steph in the building, Frank Matos, Lawrence. We got 19 man. Everybody, Tim Smith, salute. Knicks Real Talk, the morning show, Divine and Bronx Jedi 7-6. We're gonna get ready for this playoff battle. But I agree with the Queen's Court for sure. Like Milwaukee's Milwaukee, bring it on, whatever, bring it on. You know what I mean? But I still do think that Milwaukee I think Milwaukee probably, to me, hopefully, they will beat the Miami Heat down in Milwaukee. You know what I mean? I think Milwaukee going to close that out for their fans on a win. Antetokounmpo, and they I just think that now you got somebody who could neutralize the Bam Adebayo. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting. You know what I mean? And they got some good wing defenders down there as well, and especially like Drew Holiday and Middleton. They got a good team down there, man. So yeah, I definitely could see them winning that game at home against Miami. If we just handle our 2 games, I think we're gonna be fine. And it is what it is. But like, no matter what position we fall in, we ready. We ready for y'all. You know what I mean? No matter who it is, we ready. And I think like Tibbs said last night at the press game, man. You know what? Like I said, our advanced scouts doing their work on all the teams. We just got to handle our business, prepare, and and I think that game for them last night, like you said, coming off that jet lag, possible being on a West Coast trip for 6 games, so they had to get their legs on them in the first second quarter. But like I said, I love the way they responded. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. It's about responding. You know what I mean, to pressure. You know what I mean? And when the pressure got to them, they responded, and they rose to the occasion, and they put us in a good spot to be able to pull that game out. Like I said, them guys, San Antonio Spurs, they fight for something. You know what I mean? So and that's why I think I understand why Julius Randle say that we not done yet, because he know we already fighting for the playoffs. The Knicks are already in the playoffs in their mind. I'm talking about the way they play games in the regular season, always trying to compete to stay at the 4th spot, always trying to get to that playoff, clinch that playoff spot. And for them to clinch the playoff spot and still want more means that they want something. They playing for something. Because they could have said, okay, you know what? We already in the playoffs. We can lack off, whatever. We know we in there. Nah, they kept grinding it out. You know what I mean? That's real talk, man. So we're gonna bring the Queen in the building. Let me do this quick 30-second plug. We're gonna bring Queen Steph up in the building, man, and we're gonna keep talking Knicks, man. What a great performance last night, and we're gonna get it. So hold that thought. We'll be right back. Yeah. Good morning, Knicks Real Talk, the morning show. Divine Bronx at I-76. We got the Queen from Queen Court in the building, Stephanie. Steph, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. I miss you guys. You guys are like my morning coffee. Like no matter how you feeling about the Knicks or anything else, you get on this show, you guys pump me up. Now, I'm not going to say recently, I think the last time I was on the show, I was pumped up about the Knicks. Then I said, I don't know about this coming into the playoffs. I don't know about this. And then you get on this show and I'm back. Yeah.
Good morning, Stephanie. It's good to see you. I'm glad that we're able to. I'm glad that we gave you that energy drink, that New York Knicks energy into your system. Absolutely, man. Hey, we speak the truth, man. We speak what we see. What we feel in our gut, in our eyes. I don't have any crystal ball or any analytics. I just feel, man, what I feel in my bone. Like I call that LA Clipper game, man. I knew they were going to win it. I called it almost 2 months ago. I actually put it on one of my promos that we opened up the show, calling that game. I got to eat crow too. I thought the Orlando Magic was going to beat the Hawks last night, and they didn't. So I got to own that up too. So I can't just take bows when I say the right, when I get the predictions right. I also got to eat crow when I got it wrong. But when it comes to the Knicks, man, because I had that feeling, and I know that they're going to go on that deep playoff run. I mean, super deep one. I'm not going to limit them. I'm not going to say where, but it's going to go deep. They got good scouting report, man. They just so much positivity with this team night in, night out, and the body of work, Stephanie, that I just cannot be say they can't go that far. And I will be lying to myself, and then this won't be real talk. If I try to be part of the and say they're not going to go here or they're going to stop. What I feel, and that's the way I feel with it. And I know this team, I feel so good at that. I'm sorry?
No concerns?
The concern is the offensive rebounding, Stephanie. The last few games, but that's a fundamental issue, and I know they could clean that up. And the only thing is injuries, and these ankles, man. If barring injuries, if we got everyone up there without no injuries and any lack of a point guard might show up his ugly head if we get two of our point guards injured. But I mean, 2 of our point guard Rose and maybe a Quickly. If Payton doesn't play, so be it, because he really is not. He's becoming a negative on the floor. I'm hoping he gives us some positive closing these 2 games. You know, something on defense. I hope he comes defensively. But you know what? I got to give credit, Stephanie, that I didn't think, and I'm pleasantly surprised. It's Frank Ntilikina. You know, as much as I don't ain't a fan of him, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not. But I got to give that kid kudos. Yeah. Man, he's coming in and playing good. So I hope he rides a hot streak into the playoffs. Right. And that's the one concern I have is the point guard. And the only one concern, I hope Frank doesn't disappear and have one of those over games. You know, but we're getting it from Payton. But Frank, I hope he hits those threes and he has a better shot than Alfred Payton, Stephanie.
Absolutely.
You gotta like that. I really like that. I gotta give that kid kudos, man. If he keeps playing like that, he's gonna win me over. Because you know I'm not a big fan of him. You know, everyone, he's a galvanizing player, but I'm now starting to see why some fans really like him. So I hope he turns the corner on that going forward.
It's the consistency with Frank, and I know people say he don't get the opportunity, but I think he's gotten plenty of opportunities over the course of the years that he's been here. Well, you're right. If he can find a little niche, even if it's a 10, 15-minute niche, and he comes in, he plays great defense for us, he hits some timely shots for us, that's good. You know, and in the playoffs, every little bit counts, you know. I'm going to talk a little bit about it on the show tonight, but I want to get y'all opinion on it. I am a little concerned about RJ going into the playoffs, right? There was a big stretch where he played so well. I'm like, wow, this guy, he's ahead of schedule. I think he's our number 2 right now. Then the West Coast trip, it's not even that he didn't shoot well, because that's fine. There's been games throughout the season he didn't shoot well. He looked uneven, like air balls and fouling somebody on the 3 and the deep. And now you know how it gets in the playoffs. So now I'm like, I don't know about RJ, man. I don't know. I mean, he may play the way a second-year player plays, you know, inconsistent, whatever. That's what happens with second-year players. But I had him a little ahead. And now I'm feeling like I need to bring it back a little bit to he's a second-year player. This is to be expected. What do you guys think? Are you guys concerned about him or not really?
Not really, but I am concerned about is his stamina. It seems like RJ's stamina, you know, once he get tired, everything goes awry. You know what I mean? I noticed that even in the Laker game, when he wasn't hitting his shots and his deep when he was, because Kyle Kuzma was just giving it to him. You know what I mean? Just was giving it to him. But I was like, you know what? The guy seemed like he's slowing down. I mean, think about coming out of college, only playing 32 games. He played 66 last year. Now you're going into 70-something more. So, but when I seen them bounce back last night, it let me know that it's okay. You know what? You know, he's a young guy who's trying to find it, and I'm not too concerned because of the veteran leadership. I think they'd be able to I think he'd be able to be okay. You know what? I don't have the pressure on me like I think I have because of Derrick Rose and Alex Burks. Because we were talking on the night show the other night. We had a segment about who's the X factor in the playoffs, and I was like, Alex Burks is the X factor. Alex Burks. I said, Alex Burks is the X factor for the Knicks. And like Spree call him his Michael Jordan or whatever, some sense like that. Because if Alex Burks is on like that, and think about that, he's been rested. So I think that's the reason why I'm not too concerned with RJ because of Derrick Rose and Alex Burks. I think RJ will rise to the occasion. But I do agree with you though. He sometimes he showed that he is a second-year player. He really showed that he's a second-year player, and it's understandable. He is a second-year player
because he is
He is a second-year player, right. But I'm not overwhelmingly concerned. I know it could happen in the playoffs, you know, that you go in there and you've never been in this situation before and the bright lights get too big. But I think playing for the Knicks at MSG where the bright lights is always shining and we always like the last 20 games, we've been competing in the playoffs the last 20 games. So I'm coming out of Duke, knowing that he played in the Final Four against all that one and done stuff, you win or go home type stuff. I meant to say. I'm concerned a little bit with Steph, but I'm not overwhelmingly concerned. I think he'll bounce back. Okay. Yeah, I think he'll bounce back. Okay. What do you think, BX?
I'll jump on this. I think RJ Barrett was going to be fine. I'm going to be different, totally different from that take. Here's the reason why I had my concern. The Knicks played in the Central Time Zone first. then they ran into the Western time zone. They're different time zone, jet lag. Usually they get 2 days in between, not by, the condensed schedule. And I think that he's learning from the Denver game. He played a lot of minutes against the Clippers game despite in the win. And then he logged up almost close to 40 plus minutes. And then he played against the LA Lakers again. That comfort zone. Usually they don't travel too far when he's in the collegiate level and those different time zone and that condensed to the season. But his body is going to get acclimated to it. And now that he's going to have, after Sunday, they'll have a week off. So he'll get the body conditioning. He is a gym rat also. You've seen his physique. He's really well physique, well kept, maintained, the stamina. So he'll be fine. It was caught him in the right time and the wrong time of the season, where the fatigue hit him in there especially from the different time zones and all those and being on that high altitude in Denver. He was going hard. Despite they got walloped in Denver, Rajay was playing hard. They won all those 3 quarters besides the first quarter, and the team played hard, and that took a toll on them. And I think that's what happened in this road trip. And now that they're going to have some time off coming after these next 2 games, they'll get sharp. And I don't think I'm too much concerned. And that's my point of view with R.J. Barrett. Okay. I think he'll be fine. He is a second-year player. There is time that he gets like that, but he has the makeup to bounce back, Stephanie.
Okay.
Yep. Real quick, Steph. What's interesting, and I also think that what we got to take into consideration, he had to play against Paul George and Kawhi Leonard the game before that. And he had to put a lot of energy out there against them cats, man. I was like, right. But he went in there. That was a gutsy performance for him and RJ Bullock on the wing to go up against some guys like that, man. So that was real good. And then I think one thing I did notice also, LA got the number 1 defense in the association. Them cats can lock, and Wesley Matthews. He's a experienced veteran, can lock you down. It seemed like and everything. So it was tough, but it was good that he bounced back. But I do agree with you. You will have some concerns, but you must, because if not, then we're not human. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think we'll be fine. Hopefully, I hope he catches. Just keep playing the way he's been playing. Been having a good year, man. Unbelievable. So, but I think we'll be fine, and I'm looking forward to the next 2 games, man. I think we got to get that Charlotte one, Steph, and just win these last 2, man. 41 wins, 20 games over last year. I mean, man, what can you say about these guys, man? They just scrap before all year, man. I'm so impressed with this team that I don't even know what to say to myself sometimes.
Yeah. And just shout out to Tibbs for just laying it down when he first got here about how they're gonna play. This is how we're gonna do it, not putting any limitations on them. Maybe they just came in thinking we're gonna be a little better. Tibbs came in saying, no, we ain't putting no limitations on where we go in this season. And that was one of the things I was saying before this season. Even if you're not a good team, you still got to have championship habits. You may not have the talent, you still got to have championship habits. And the Knicks didn't have that. And I think that's what Tibbs brought also. Championship habits. No matter how talented we are or not, there's a certain way you approach the game. There's a certain way you practice, a certain way you take care of your body. There's a certain way you do things if you want to be successful in this league. And Tibbs has his little quirks, stubborn, he has his way of doing things. And I think it's probably because he's looking at all his stats and we don't know what's going on. He just look like he's coming out of the blue with some of this stuff. But I'm sure it's based on facts when he's doing his rotations and things like that. But this is who he is, and this is how if you want Tibbs, this is what you're gonna get. This is just who he is. And you gotta take the good with the so-called bad. But I like what he's doing for our team, and they love him. And when you get a team that falls behind the coach and plays hard for them, you got a good shot. And I think that's what's making the Knicks even better, that they just falling in line with Tibbs.
Yeah, it is remarkable. Exactly. Last night he showed me what type of coach he was. He's like, you know what? He threw Emmanuel quickly in there. You ain't ready. Snatch him out. That's what I'm talking about right there. We need this game. I'm trying to win. If you ain't ready to play tonight, I'm taking you out. And Obi Toppin, not because he had a bad game. I need Julius Randle. You need to sit down tonight.
Right.
Because we're trying to win this game. And he's playoff intensified right now. Tom Thibodeau is coaching for the playoffs. He's sharpening his knife. What do you say? Iron sharpen iron, the steel, whatever. That's what he's doing, man. So he is really. If Knicks, man, I still think they, like I said, if the Knicks either 6th or 4th, I do think that Milwaukee Bucks can knock off the Miami Heat down in Milwaukee. If we still wind up in that 4th seed, or if we don't, if Tom Thibodeau does not want Coach of the Year, I don't know what to say other than Monty Williams. You know what I mean? I understand my man in Utah was there. He got max players down there with Conley and and all them guys and Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. I mean, they were expected to be up there, but nobody expected the Knicks to be 40 wins. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of keep that dude
to me. He's number one.
Consideration and Dave Jackson said, "Playoff Frank is coming soon." I hear you, Frank. Dave Jackson, we wanted to, bro. We wanted to. You know what? He 3-D. He giving us what Albert Payton not giving us right now. You know what I mean? Right. And no pun intended, but he really is. You know what I mean? So you know, and even so, I'm loving it, man. Because I just think that I'm a Nick. All our players, even Albert Payton, I just want you to bounce back. Alpha, give us what you was giving us at the beginning of the season. You know what I mean? Alpha was holding. Yeah, right.
He's not even giving us that.
Right.
Yep.
That's the problem I'm having with him, that aggressiveness, that going to the hole. You know, there would be times he would have 15, 16, 17 points just on layups, just going to the hole, laying it up. We know you're not a good shooter. That's not the issue. He just seems different to me.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. So we gonna get it. We gonna get this though. So I'm still truly believing. Like I said, my man got the advanced scouts going around. Thibodeau's press conference to me made me feel so good last night. He said we got our advanced scouts out there going around to all these teams that we might be playing, analyzing what they doing. These cats is for real, man. I'm like, yo, this is crazy the way they Thibodeau talking, but he talking like we ready for that. But you think what's interesting to me? They believed in this all year.
Yes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, that's what I was saying. They're believing it all year, man. This
crazy. Is what I'm talking about, Divine. This is why I miss you guys. You got people talking about, they exceeded expectations. They playing with house money from a fan's perspective, or I can see it. But do you think that's what the Knicks are saying? We playing with house money. The season is already a success. Doesn't matter what we do from here on out. The Knicks was lock and loaded way before we even began to see this. This is what they were shooting for a very, very long time. These guys are just, they went 3-3 on the West Coast. The fans is like, well, we went 3-3. That was good. They disappointed. They probably think they could have went 4-2, 5-1. So where the fans are and how happy we are, the Knicks are not thinking like that. One iota. There's been fans that say if the Knicks go and lay a bomb in the playoffs, don't win a game, get blown out, it's okay because we didn't expect this anyway. No. My expectations of the Knicks have evolved. Whatever I thought about them in the beginning, I see how they play. My expectations for them has risen. Now, you take Miami to 7, you lose. I'm disappointed, but I'm okay. You go in there, you lose to Milwaukee in 6, 7. I'm disappointed. I'm okay. You don't get not one game against any of these teams. The Knicks didn't show up to play. There's no reason why the Knicks cannot. And I don't want to hear they was overwhelmed because they didn't have playoff. I don't want to hear none of that. You cannot come out of this playoffs with not one win. No.
I think they can be.
That's why I say I don't limit them. I don't put a limitation on them. I'm not going to say I'm happy, satisfied. No, when you're so close, it's like when you're playing. If you're playing, let's say you go gambling, and you're playing blackjack and you win a few hands in a row, and you made the money. You're already in a profit, and you still got a hot hand. Do you want to say, well, I already made the money I made. If I lose a hand, that's okay. I'm playing with house money. Nonsense. You want to get greedy. You're so close to the cusp, and you want to go ahead and finish the whole, get all the, to make the dealer bankrupt and go home, with a lot of money. So that's why I don't limit this team and say, you know what, second round now, take me as far as you guys. I know your talent, how much your will and your heart. Something that we cannot as fans, an organization, measures the heart of that in there. How much they bought in I'm not going to limit them. I'm going to say, give me what you got, because I know what they're going to give me. They're going to give me everything on the floor. They're going to give their best, and wherever it takes it, it takes it. I'm going to be proud of them, and I'm going to be excited. And I know that they're not. I don't know. I see that on other programs that they limited them, and they think the sky is falling, and they're going to get walloped by this team. Don't be scared. I heard a couple Miami talk shows like us. I did a little scouting, and they're ridiculing the Knicks fans, saying that we're scared of the Heat. That we're all scared. We're all scared. We ain't scared of the Heat. We ain't scared of the Heat.
Right.
We ain't scared of the Heat. We want the Heat, but we want them at the right time. We want them wait. Why should we play you now? We're gonna eventually get to you. We'll meet you guys, and if we play you now, so be it. We're ready for you. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready for you. So we were ready for you in '99. We were ready for you, and it took you guys for PJ Tucker to flip Charlie Ward to win that series. We're always ready for you, Miami. We always want a piece of you. We're not scared of you, Miami. You ain't scared of you. We ain't scared of you. No, we're never scared.
A great series. That would go 7.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That man, that's why the Sins. I think we gonna get that 4th seed. I think Miami lose. I think Miami lose in Milwaukee tomorrow. I think they're gonna lose in Milwaukee. I don't think Bam. I know you got Bam out of ball with Jimmy Butler, but you know what? They got Giannis Antetokounmpo down there. They got Chris Middleton. They got what's my man name? Drew Holiday. And they got some dogs down there.
Vincenzo. They got Vincenzo who could shoot.
Right. They got some dogs down there. And so it's going to be a tough game for Miami. Miami playing good. And don't get me wrong, but they going on a road in Milwaukee tomorrow. You know what I mean? And Milwaukee is not an easy place to play. You know what I mean? And it's going to, if we want to play them in the playoffs, it's not going to be an easy place for us to play too. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we gonna go battle just like we supposed to do. But I think Miami might lose that game tomorrow. And if we just went on out, we locked that 4th seed up. I don't get me wrong. I love to get Atlanta at the Garden, 4th seed, first 2 games at the world most famous arena. Man, listen, it's gonna be popping in New York, bro. So I'm hoping that we go in there and do this thing, man. But no matter where we at, we gonna put our lay the chips on the table. We gonna go for it. We got 1 down, 2 to go. Close these last 2 games out, and you know what? And then because I knew Boston, I was telling Brianna, Queen, like I would have took Boston in the first round because you know what? I knew they were going to fall off even before Julius Brown got hurt. I like, you know what? Something about that team is not like it was a couple of years ago. I like, they not even with Kemba Walker and all them. Their defense is not like it used to be to me. You know what I mean? And I think our front line. I think Todd Gibson and Noel and them and Julius Randle. They ain't got nothing for our front line. I just don't think they would have had some. So that's who I wanted in the first round. But I'm glad they down there. So hopefully we get that 4th spot, man. And but whatever the chips fall, let the chips fall where they may. But I tell you what, though, as a Knicks fan, I am so excited about the way the season turned out. I'm like, okay, oh my goodness, man. I'm really excited about the way it happened. We scrapped all year long. We came out the door 5-3. We'll lose 5. We'll win 3. We're not a losing. We don't have a losing mentality. And Thibodeau said, listen, give it time. Let the players get here. Let me get to learn these players. Let these players get to play the jail and play with one another. They never played with a lot of them, except for the guys who were there last year. And they just started gelling at the right time. When we hit that trading deadline and they didn't make a trade, I was like, this guy believes in the team he got. He just believes in the team he got. He showed truth to power because them cats been holding down, man. And I think that's Clipper win to me, Steph. And I was telling the guys in the chat the other night, I think that Clipper win to me let me know that the Knicks is going to be a problem in the playoffs. I mean, you went up in the L.A. and beat a fully loaded Clipper team, and you against 2 of the best wing defenders in the game, basically, and they came out there and put it down. And then you went into L.A. The next day against the Lakers, took them to overtime. And it just showed me the resiliency in the fighting these dudes, man. Julius Randle, he's not done. I believe him. Your guess is.
And about the Laker game, Julius Randle and AD went head to head. Man. And that was good to see. And Randle didn't look out of place at all. And I think the game before, or maybe 2 games before that, AD had like 30-something points. Randle, when he locks in on his individual defense, It's just that it's a lot to ask of him, to carry the load offensively, lock in defensively. But when he does, he's a very good one-on-one defender. And, AD had like 20 points. And I think that was into overtime when he had 20 points. So Randle did a good job, and he had to guard Randle. So it wasn't like he was resting. He had to guard Randle, and Randle was giving him the business. That was huge for me. I'm sold on Randle, but it doesn't hurt to see him go up against another power forward like AD. It's not going to hurt to see how he performs in the playoffs when teams are keying on him and making these adjustments from game to game. I'm sold on him no matter what, but I am interested in seeing him in the playoffs, and it was good to see him again hold his own and probably outplay AD in the league.
Oh, he did, no question. He gave AD the business that night. I was like, but you know what's ABS step? You know what's crazy though? When Randle got the van to me, now I was telling them before that, I said, listen, we were talking about on Central that day. We were talking about the game against the Lakers.
I missed you on that show.
Yeah, I came on and I was like, you know what? The advantage we have, Randle can pull them cats outside that 3-point line. Like, he put Andre Dry, like we were talking about the rebounds. Like, well, we can neutralize that rebound because Julius Randle pulls them cats out there. Now you got to come out for that 3-point line and try to deal with him. You know what I mean? And that boy right now, man. I just think that if he go in there the right way, which he does, he has been playing. And I agree with you, man. Let's get him in the playoffs. Let's see what he made of in there because he haven't been there. Right. But I think what's so important to me is that if he keep passing that ball to them open shooters, they're going to be hard to beat because you start double teaming Randle and Burks, Bullocks, and RJ them knocking down threes. Game over. So even though a lot of them teams got a lot of superstars like the Nets, they scorers. But you know what? If Julius Randle can get that ball to them guys the way they are, because Kyrie and all them guys ain't gonna be able to keep up with them guys like that because they're not really solid defenders. So I think I'm just using them in the term because they got a high-powered offense. That's the reason why I'm using the Nets. I think that the way our offense is shooting that 3 ball, which is top 3 in the association right now, we never thought that this year. We never thought at the beginning of the year that the New York Knicks 3-point percentage defense offense would be top 3. So, that's scary. It's really scary, BX. And I think we on to something, man. I'm ready, man. I'm ready to get this playoff thing popping. I'm for real.
With Julius Randle, he pretty much they had to take AD on a stretcher off the court. I'm pretty sure he had the wheelchair to take us to his car at the end of the game. You saw he didn't play the next night. Just think of that bruising and the way he plays that bully ball in a 7-game series with Antetokounmpo. And he gets all rough him up and get him all roughed up, or any of the power forwards, Capella, or going forward, or anyone in the playoffs in the 7-game series. They bruised the way the Knicks bruised the front line of the Lakers, and man, that's why I'm don't worry about it because the Knicks are used to all these contact and being bruised. Imagine those practices. That's why you got to keep a faith on Obi Toppin because he's out there banging with a Julius Randle, and if Julius Randle is putting him on the baptism on the fire, maybe that's a good sign going forward. That's probably why Obi Toppin might struggle a little bit because he's probably getting really dogged out in practice to be the good player going down in the future because he's out there guarding a Randle. Randle's a bully, man. Randle's a bully in a good way. I'm talking about he's tough, rough, and if you don't come with your A game, you're gonna be black and blue. You're gonna be hurt. It's going to be, remind you of the days when Oakley used to play against Malone. Malone hated to play against Oakley because he said it was a black and blue type of game, that he'll be bruised for about almost a month after playing Charles Oakley. I remember he said that interview. So that's what's going on with Randle. If he could bruise and get these guys and you bruise them up and you really lay it out and you set the tone in game 1 of a 7-game series, even if you do fall down, you lose, you take 1 step back to take 3 steps forward. You might, drop the first game of a series, but you bruise the living crap out of your opponent, your forwards, and the guard, Antetokounmpo or an Embiid or anyone that we play, a Kyrie, the Harden. You really get them bruised, and they're not right, and they thinking twice to go in the paint, and they go, man, I went in there, man, I paid the price, I'm still feeling it. My hair, even my hair's hurt for how hard I got hit. That's an intimidating factor. So that's something down the line that we got to see that. Those are the unsung things that you can't see that you can't measure and you can't put a price on that. And this team is bought into that. That's a style that they played in the 90s that Thibodeau learned from Van Gundy and Rally system, and they're bringing that to fruition there. So that's why you got to look at that. And I like our chances with him defensively. Like you said, he's a lot of rusing up your players, and they can be comfortable doing their thing. So I like that. And I just hope I hope our guards do that. I think RJ Barrett is learning that kind of game too, to bruising and in there, and in the playoffs, they're going to be some hard fouls. And I don't know, man. I'm excited because I know it's going to bring us reminisce of the early days, of the good days, the heydays of the 90s, and it's going to be that kind of physicality. And now that the referees hold their whistles a little more, so I'm excited to get there. Let's tip off the playoffs already. Oh yeah.
Especially if we play Miami, it's definitely going to be reminiscent of the 90s. Same type of playoffs, same type of coaching. Riley's influence is still on that team. With Spo. This is going to be, and what I like about the Miami is that you could put Randle at the 5 and play out of Bayou. You could put him at the 5 to play Bam. So we could go a little smaller. And not only that, you could put Taj on him. Taj does well even against the taller centers.
Oh yeah.
So you could put Taj on Bam. It's
gonna be crazy.
Yeah. If Bullock. Burke, I feel more confident. This is why I'm glad I came on the show. So I'm glad, you get all in your head like, oh, I'm concerned about this. Like Burke, Bullock, IQ with that 3. Even with Randall, RJ struggling, 34%, because I did his stats over the past 8 games or so. That 3-point, other than that Laker 0 for 7, those 3-point shots, he was 40, 45, 50%. So we get those threes, we're going to get that space for Randall to wheel and deal. This is my issue with Randall, though. One thing, he'll be in the post. He'll turn around. He'll be right, jump in the air. You think he about to take the shot because he got it. He right there. He pass it out. And I'm like, Randall, you right. You right. You turned it to the key. You right there. Take that shot. He does that too. When smaller people are on him, he'll turn into the key. You think he about to take the shot because he got it. He pass it out. Sometimes in the playoffs they may, because they're able to key on you. Some of them they may stay home knowing that he does that and steal those passes. So if it's a double team, for sure, pass it out. But if you ducking in the key like that from the post, from the box, take the shot. You got it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Anton, I agree with you, Anton. That's another thing I'm excited about. Reggie Bullock, that defense on them wings in the playoffs. I'm telling you, man, that guy, the Knicks it's crazy because to me, his defense is setting the tone down there, man. This cat playing the best wings in the game all year long, and he coming a mano with these cats. Because even in that game, what was that Laker game? He had my man them frustrated for a minute. He had a couple of guys in the Laker game, but with the job he did on Paul George, I was like, okay. You know what I mean? And last night, he made it hard on DeRozan for a while. You know what I mean? Then DeRozan started catching fire, and I think the legs started going. But Reggie Bullock, man, that dude, he gives us a good chance, man. And Alex Burks, like I said, what can you say about him? For Anton Lee, salute, brother. I agree with you, man. But it's phenomenal. I think we ready. And Dave Jackson said, who's our second best player? Wow.
Derrick Rose.
I'm going to go with Rose at this point.
Yeah, you got to say Derrick Rose. Yeah, absolutely.
At this point.
Yeah. And I think he's going to have a good playoff. I think he's going to have a huge playoff, man. Playoffs. Yeah, I think he's going to lay it all out. I think he's gonna leave it all there on the floor, and he's gonna take over. I think Derrick Rose is, if not, he might be the best player on the team going in the playoffs. Going besides Randle, overtake. I think he's gonna carry this team. I have a gut feeling with it. I just know. I just have that feeling with that he's gonna take over.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, salute to the chat, man. Salute to Alton, Dave Jackson, Sergeant. You already know, man. Salute to Dave Jackson. We all up in here. Kibbit, wherever you at, man. Tim Smith, Dangerous, Dave Jackson. You already know what it is. Like 5 o'clock today, man. The Queen's Court in the building. So y'all make sure y'all get on there and handle your business. You already know we got the Queen on the panel with us tonight. Divine and Bronx Jet 76 here this morning. We just cutting it up, man. Talking Knicks. We had a great gutty win last night. Real gritty win. Gutsy. Way to come back. I don't want to call it a comeback. We've been here for years, like LL would say, so we ain't trying to go there. But we just fought and scrapped last night, man. We put it down, man. I'm like that end of that third quarter, they was a barrage of threes. They just was RJ was dropping them, and Burks was dropping them, Randle was dropping them. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I'm sitting there like, yo, it looked like they was just like. Every time you turn your head, there was a three from the corner. Bang, RJ, bang. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. So even though RJ 0 for 7 against the Lakers, he bounced back yesterday with 5 threes. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That to me, that's consistency. You have a bad game, you bounce back. Now you made yourself consistent again. So as long as he keep doing that, I'm all right with that. But man, the best is yet to come. It's going to be crazy on these platforms, man. At the Sunday. It's gonna be on and
right.
popping. It's gonna be
And you know what? The Knicks get an entire week. You get somebody like Tibbs that he can go into the lab for a week and prepare for an opponent.
Man, yeah, that's what got me psyched, man. They staying true to form though. They've been like this all year. Like I said, coming after that 5 out of 6 loss, then go on a 9-game winning streak. Go out to LA, you win 2, you lose 1 to the Phoenix Suns, then you bounce back and give it to the Clippers. I mean, then you lose by 1 to the Lakers. Let me see what I need to see. They what's they say? We ready. We ready. Right. And I just think it's just who we going up against. You know, and I'm not concerned too much because they know what, if we go up against the top 3, okay, they're gonna expect us to lose that. But I'm not even expecting. I'm expecting us to go in there and upset somebody. I think our 3-point shooting, along with the New York Knicks defense, is that talented enough to keep us in the game, to get a steal, to get a block, or to get a turnover, to give us an opportunity to get that ball on Burks, Randle, or Derrick Rose, or one of them catch hand to give us a game. Because we're not getting blowed out in the playoffs. You best believe that. The Knicks is not a type of team that get blowed out. So that's what gives me a good feeling that we could be down 1 or 2 in the playoffs against one of them teams. Get a key turnover, a key stop, and next thing you know, we go down court and we got 3 or 4 guys right there, literally, who can put that ball in the hole by themselves. So I think Derrick Rose, Randle, Alex Burks, and RJ. I think them guys can get the ball by themselves and go there and make a play. And if you leave quickly, Reggie Bullock open, they not even Frank shooting over 40% from 3 this year. You're not getting them a lot, but he's knocking down over 40%. So it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be crazy. I mean, New York City gonna be on fire, Steph. They're gonna be on fire. I like the promo they got there. I was watching one last night. The playoff promo on MSG. That thing is crazy, man.
It's coming. We'll have it on our program tonight. I'm able to use it from MSG, and we'll have it on the program tonight. Just a sneak peek on that. It's a real nice promo, Divine. I'm just letting you know that. A little inside radio, a little inside streaming. Yeah, absolutely.
At the Queen's Court tonight. At the Queen's Court, you already know the night show gonna be on 9 o'clock prime time. So after y'all get out of Queen's Court, you had to chill and enjoy that great show they about to put down. I was on MBK the other day, Steph. There was a young lady named Margaret something in the chat. So I said, Margaret, listen, you need to go get with Sim and get on Queen's Court, because she was in Sim's chat. Named Margaret Edwards. And I was like, Margaret, if you listen, get with Sim and get in touch with him.
I would
Sim
love
did drop his email in there, and may hopefully she come on there, man, and that'd be nice. But we got 1 down, 2 to go, Steph. We ready to get to these playoffs, man. I'm excited though. I'm excited.
I am, and you made a good point, Devon. Just to piggyback on what you just said, having players that can get their own shot in the playoffs is critical. Sometimes it gets tight, you rotating the ball from side to side, you moving it, and they moving just as quick as the ball, so you don't really get that open shot, and having somebody that can say, you know what, you just give me the ball, I'm gonna take my guy and I'm gonna get us a basket, because passing it around is just not working right now, or the shot clock is running down, right? So we got a few of those guys. And Bert, that shot, you don't need a lot of space. He don't. Right. He just take 1 or 2 dribbles and just pull up on a dime. This guy's been, he showed us that the first 6 games of the season. And maybe the injury really, threw him off. Then he came back. He played well for us. Then he got injured, again. So hopefully he can ramp up really quickly. And it looks like he did. He dropped 30 last night. So, and we
and coming off of COVID. You know what I mean? Been out without a while, coming off of COVID. I was like, whoa, man. BS, man. What you think going forward, man? Give me your gut feeling of what you're feeling about these next 2 games heading in.
They're gonna win out the 2 games. I think they're gonna in the last span. The next few games, the Knicks are gonna go 18-7. You do the math. You know what that too. I think the Knicks are gonna go 18-7. They're gonna win the next 2 games, and then they're gonna go 16-7 going forward, and that's the end of the train ride there. That's how they're gonna go. Yes, indeed. I have a good feeling on that. I have a gut feeling on that. These 2 games, man, they're gonna close out the show on Broadway and get ready for these playoffs. That's my gut feeling with it, and I've been saying it. I'm gonna keep talking truth to power. Our words have authority, and I'm gonna keep saying it. They're gonna go 18-7, 18-7.
You know what that means, right? I heard that. I heard that on Knicks Real Talk, the morning show. Devon brought Jedi 18-7. That's Eastern Conference Finals or better. I'm jumping on the bandwagon.
Right. Can you imagine? This city would be on fire. On fire.
Oh my God, man. And we need that in New York. I'm still hoping for the city of New York, the Brooklyn Nets, and the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's what I'm hoping for. Just for the city of New York alone. Oh my God, I'm like, yo. And I'm telling you, man, I can feel it in the air. And then the reason why I'm saying that is, okay, we put Reggie Bullock on James Harden, make it hard for him. EP, Derrick Rose and them, they got to make Kyrie do whatever. This is hypothetically if that would have happened. I'm just saying. And then if KD get his 30, Randle getting his 30. I ain't worried about that matchup. I know Randle delegates a lot of guys who could drop 30 because he could drop 32. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I just want this for the city. I just want this for the city, New York. New York City at the COVID, we really need something inspiring in that city. And the Knicks and the Nets in the playoffs after going through this whole COVID pandemic in the city of New York, and it'd be so nice to bring that city back with an Eastern Conference Final with them 2 cats in there. Man, it'd be amazing. It'd be amazing. But we'll see, though. We take 1 game at a time. First thing first, Charlotte tomorrow. 1 o'clock, God. Both games are matinee games, 1 o'clock, Saturday and Sunday, back to back. And then the season will be over, and we move on to the playoffs. And like Steph said, we got a week off to prepare. Tom Fiv's gonna have them boys they get to get practice in too. Oh my God!
Right.
Practice, healing, and don't be surprised. I'm telling y'all now. If we get to the farther we go, the closer you might see Mitchell Robinson coming back. I'm trying to tell you.
That's true.
I'm trying to tell you. If Mitch was here, then I'm locking in I'm locking in at least a second round for sure. And because you can tell much greater than Noel been playing, I still don't think he's Mitchell Robinson. I just don't. The offense rebounding.
Yeah, and we missed that.
Yeah, man, and the putback flying dunks. Noel, he don't know when you throw a lob to Mitchell Robinson, you already know it's about to get caught. And even last night, he had to play. I think Artie threw this boy a nice bounce pass, and Noel just I'm like, Noel, what's wrong?
I saw that too. Bro? I'm like,
yeah, that was crazy. But,
I think Mitch with the offensive rebounding, we definitely missed that. The putbacks, the alley-oops, because listen, with the alley-oops, when they driving in the lane, whoever's guarding Mitch, they got to stay at home. They can't come up, and that gives that driver a little more space for the floater or whatever in the key because that guy is staying back because they know Mitch can go for the lob. So,
absolutely.
But Alton Lee said if Mitch had an agent worth his salt, he would not allow him to return. That being said, you could argue the opposite, that the Knicks have more leverage now because look at where they've been able to go without Mitch. So you can argue during contract negotiations that the Knicks have more leverage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yep. And I think But I think he want to come back though. That boy
so
itching to play. Yeah, these guys are competitors, man. They are really are competitors. Because if that's the case, the NBA will be so screwed with the way these guys, they would want to play because they worry about getting their money and all that. I just think that they so competitive that they like, man, listen, I need to show these guys that I'm worth my money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because and I'm especially for Mitch, because now the way Noel playing, you extended Pale, you gave him a long contract. So I think the Knicks might be gearing up for something like that, whether it's Noel or whether it's Mitch. I think they gearing up for one of them centers not being there. Because I think Taj is going to retire, and Nick. I don't think the Knicks getting rid of Taj. Whether he wind up being a coach, yeah, but whether him being a coach, a players coach like Haslam, he might be one of them Haslam type dudes, for Miami. You know what I mean? And he's well deserved because he's gonna show up in the playoffs. That experience, him and Derrick Rose. I'm not too concerned about the playoffs with them two guys. They've been there, done that. They done played the best up in there, man. They done battled LeBron, D Wade, Shaq, and all these guys. These guys, they've been there. So I'm happy in that standpoint. Alex Burks been around. Bullock been around. So I think we good in that spot. But that Mitch thing gonna be interesting. I'll be glad to see him come back in there, man. I miss Mitch because Mitch. I love Noel defense blocking shots, but Mitchell Robinson had that whole thing. That whole perimeter around that whole thing from the 3-point line in Mr. Robinson neighborhood, he had that thing under control, man. It was like you knew if you come too far, he's gonna alter your shot. Even if you don't block it, he was going after everything. This cat would jump at a 3-point shot. He'd jump at a he does something that Noel don't do. This cat is aggressive going after the ball. He's like a cat trying to chase a ball around the house. You know what I mean? Every time he see a ball, he just going at it. Mitchell Robinson be going after everything, and he'll run up to the three, and he got that wingspan, and he'll fade back to the post. He'll go back up top. He'll chase you to the 3-point line. He'll spin around and run back by the goal to block a shot. And I just think that's gonna go without saying in the playoff. But if we don't, we still good though. But I can imagine if he was here. But I think we're gonna be good, Steph. I think we're gonna close this thing out, man, this year. And the last two games go 41 and 31. What a phenomenal season for the Knicks, man. And we looking forward to it, man. And like I said, I was watching the game last night, that Portland and Phoenix Suns game last night. I stayed up watching that, man. And I think Portland Trailblazers is gonna be scary too. I just they're gonna be scary. But that was a good game last night because I want to see what Portland win that thing and put Dallas in the play-in or whatever, so we could get that pick, but it didn't happen like that, man. Anton Lee said Mitch had millions to potentially lose, and as a fan, it would be great, but business-wise, it's not a smart move. We went over that. Yeah, we agree with you on that to a degree, man. Out on it, great take, and we got my man Sarge. You already know, G-man. So we got to keep it moving, man. But y'all got give me your thoughts on what do you think, Steph? How far you think the Knicks going to go? If you had to do you think we get out the first round?
Yes. But I think it's going to be a tough first round, no matter who we play. I don't think it's going to be like Knicks win 4-1. I think it's going to be a tough first round. So yeah. But that being said, I can also see the Knicks not getting out the first round. I can't see them getting like blown out, not winning the game, but I can see them losing 7 games to Miami. I can see it. It's possible. But I can also see them getting past the first round. Depending on the second round, I have the Knicks going 6. Don't get at me, BX. I have the Knicks bowing out in the second round, game 6.
Wow.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Well,
That's awesome.
Stephanie, I got a thing. Whenever you want to upgrade on your train ride with us, you got a free upgrade with us. We don't mind stamping that ticket for you to stay on board on the train and keep going with us. That's okay. I'll stamp your ticket. It'll be I'll count it on the arm.
No matter what, it's gonna be exciting. No matter how far we go, man, it's gonna be exciting though. That's the beautiful thing about it.
Right.
You're gonna see some of the best basketball you've seen in a while. I just don't think Fibs coming in there to lose. He ain't coming in to play out to lose. Julius Randle said we not done yet. And this guy got me believing. This team got me believing. Like, you know, it's like, and I just try to, you know, I can't break down all the analytics and everything. I just go by the eye test. Me, I'll leave that to BX to do all that. And you guys, I'm just an eye test guy. Like what I've been seeing, I think that 3-point, if that 3-point shot, if the Knicks number two things stay the same way in the playoffs, they're going to be a tough out. If that 3-point percentage stay the way it is, and that defense stay the way it is, they're going to be a tough out, bro. Because like I said, they doing this with a number 1, 2, 3 defense. You know what I mean? I'm like, you bombing away like that, and it's a 3-point shooting league now, and you got the top defense in there. And so you think about, we got 32 teams in the league, and it's not how many shots how many 3-pointers you shoot, it's how many you make. You know what I mean? And we not shooting a lot, but our percentage is good. So even if you shoot 40 3-pointers, but you only make 15, it don't matter because your percentage sucks. Right. But if you shoot 20 3-pointers and you make 10 of them, you know what I mean? And you know, so we got that percentage against us. And the way Alec Burks and them shooting that ball, Reggie Bullock shooting that ball, it's just like, I don't know about you. And RJ and Randle going to that hole with it. And Alec Burks, he getting to the paint. It's crazy. You know what I mean? So it's exciting, man. And we did this against a lot of great teams. It's not like we was losing and beating scrubs. Ever since we played Brooklyn, every time we played Brooklyn, them all the way up to now, we had the toughest schedule in the league, and look what happened. You know, so we didn't play the creme de la creme. Yeah, it's all good, man. But BX, man, talk to me what you think, man. You said 18-7, so I already know what you said. I'm gonna hop on the bandwagon. I'm gonna hop on the bandwagon, but if it don't come to fruition, I think the Knicks will go 6 or 7 in the second round and lose a thriller. Whether it be because of the season is too long or too much for a lot of these guys quickly, and RJ legs might get kind of socky because they just got here. Like, look at quickly, what he played 30 games last year. Last year in college. So I mean, you know, other than they legs giving out the young guys, if it ain't for that, then I'm not worried about everything else. I just think that, you know, and we got a game plan. We got coaches down there who just know how to execute. Tom Thibodeau been here before. This ain't new to him. And like BX said, if you look at all the coaches in the playoffs, there's only 2 of them to me that I'm gonna say 3, 2 that I fear, not fear, but let me read the word that I'm worried about is Spoelstra and Doc Rivers and Budenholzer. Everybody else ain't got nothing for Tom Thibodeau. None of them coaches ain't got nothing for him. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not concerned from a coaching standpoint. I think we got one of the best coaches in the Eastern Conference in the playoffs because he done been there, done that. He know what it is. He done went up against these cats. So I'm kind of good with that, man. So it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be really, really crazy. But yeah, man. Tonight, y'all don't forget Queens Court in the building tonight. You already know 5 o'clock. Y'all shoot on down there, man. NBK, and then y'all make it happen, man. And let's get this thing popping. And to everybody in the chat this morning, out and everybody, man. Kip it in the building, Sergeant, 19 Man, Tim Smith, Dangerous, David, everybody, man. Thank y'all, brothers, for coming on this morning, man. You know the show is always here for y'all, man. Y'all always here for us. We appreciate y'all, man, sure enough. And don't forget, send them pictures. If you got some pictures, send them to BronkJedi76@gmail.com so we can throw you in this promo that we're making in this montage, rather, for the end of the season. We need all y'all pictures. If you want to be a part of the montage, send your pictures so we can get it in this montage because you guys deserve to be in this thing, man, because without y'all guys, ain't no Knicks Real Talk. You already know. So make sure y'all try to do that. BronkJedi76@gmail.com. Send your picture to his email site so he can put it together. We can get it popping for Monday at the end of the show, end of the season preview Monday night. So get it in there, man, so we can get you guys in here. We need y'all in here because thanks to you guys, we ain't here. But yeah, man, it's been a good show. Steph, thank you for coming on, sister. You know, we're looking forward to this afternoon. And I could do this all day, but unfortunately, business calls. Right. We gotta go in there and pay the bills and all that good stuff. And but real quick before we get out of here, BS man, give me some thoughts, brother.
Yeah, thank you for everyone joining in with us. Stephanie, it's always a pleasure, always having you on and talk Knicks basketball, always in different perspective. I'm glad we could inject you with that energy, that good vibe, the energy drink of the New York Knicks into that system. I got one little thing, a relay message for you. Hey Chris, when you coming on with us? When you coming on and talk some basketball with us here at Knicks Real Talk, Chris? We would like to have her on as well, to conversate and expand the family, of the New York Knicks. Give her that message from Bronx Jedi 76.
I will.
And you have a great show. We'll be there front and center in the chat, running those thumbs up, my likes, and making sure that you guys put on a good show like you always do. So we got our support, and you enjoy your afternoon. We'll see you. I'll see you a little later on Queen's Court, guys. Hit that like and hit that notification so when it comes on live, you're there front and center like we are. We're there. It's up to us. We out there putting the chairs out for you, setting up.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys. You don't really know until you do it how much work goes into go into a show. So I definitely appreciate you and all the content creators. This is, to me, I call it the Knicks underground. You got the main, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean it like it's real. You got those, the media channels on TV and cable, but this is the underground. When you want real Knick news and real Knick perspectives, we give it to you hot right here. So I appreciate you guys. I'm glad I found that. I was just scrolling through YouTube one day, and I clicked on Sim's show. And it's just exploded, man. So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, well, Steph, you know how much love we got for you. You go back from the beginning of your venture on the stream. So right. Your maturation has been phenomenal, and you deserve every accolade you're getting out there with the show. And it's only gonna get better. You know what I mean? Because like I said, Rome wasn't built in one day, and that's the same way I feel about when I first started doing Knicks Real Talk. It's just a maturation process, different levels to it, but it's going to get there, and I'm excited about it. But to everybody out there in the chat, y'all stay safe out there. Y'all already know the deal. COVID-19 still out there. Wear your mask, wash your hands, keep your distance, protect yourself, your friends, your loved ones, your neighbors. Y'all already know what it is, man. Salute to Al Tom, Frank Mattos, everybody, Dave Jackson, Kibbit, Sarge. You already know what it is. G-Man, 19 Con Man, Dave Jackson, everybody, man. Y'all get ready for the Queen's Court tonight at 5:00. And my man VX said that we ain't never scared. So to show and prove that we ain't never scared, we gonna hit you with the Never Scared promo because we ain't never scared. Salute to everybody out there. We see y'all tonight at 9:00 on Knicks Real Talk Prime Time. Prior to that, 5:00 Queen's Court, man. Salute to everybody. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see y'all tonight, man. Salute. Here we go, right here.
Knock the apple off any bum with a holler Apollo, heat seeker, Red Cross, pint. She take blood by the liter. I'll never leave her. My vicious vixen on liquor, send that cigar quicker. No matter your religion, you Muslim, Hebrew, or Christian. She indiscriminate with punishment. She send them missing. My gun's my favorite, and she got permanent PMS. She stays. The club, the thing I want. The club, the thing I want. The club, the thing I want. The club, the thing I want.
I ain't bad, just don't kiss no ass to take. And I'm a grown man, find you somebody to play with. You don't like me when you see me, when not say, choke it out like Drake did that. You better tell these things with no record. I'm a bankhead, I take your cookies. Hey, so don't make it a me or you situation. I had your partner down, I see you visitation. Like, hope for the best, but I don't think he gon' make it. Not the way he was shivering and shaking on the pavement. I tell you what, if you make it, call him grace, cause he amazing. Found out these verses wasn't the only thing blazing. And just when you thought that I was done, I was saving the best for last. Kiss my smile like Delary. They my phone, it's best to just let them be. Cause I do this free head with fast and never see.
So I'm out, the club, the thing I want. So I'm out, the club, the thing I want. So I'm out, the club, the thing I want. So I'm out, the club, the thing I want.
There you go. Knicks Real
That
Talk.
was straight fire.
Yes, sir. We ready. Playoff bound. We ready. We ain't never scared. Salute to everybody out there, man. Have a great day. Enjoy your grind. Be safe. Queens, the court, in the house. Definitely thank you, Steph, for bringing it to us. As you know, you already know how we do. But yeah, we'll see y'all at 5 o'clock and we see y'all at 9 o'clock tonight, man. Salute to everybody. Have a good day. Be safe. Peace.
All right.
Peace.